Hello everyone, welcome to the world of Lean Six Sigma. I am Mohit Sharma, your mentor and coach on Lean Six Sigma issues and problems. Scrum is also a continuous improvement methodology. I have been making some videos on Scrum methodology as well. So in today's video, I am going to talk about what is Scrum and what are some Scrum events. So let's begin. What is Scrum? Scrum, it is a framework that helps people, teams, and organizations generate value through adaptive solutions for complex problems. Scrum, it is an agile methodology. So agile is a philosophy, and under agile there are certain other methodologies, but Scrum is one of the methodologies. However, Scrum is the methodology which is widespread used by so many software engineers, so many R&D engineers, and so many testers. Scrum focuses on delivering the highest business value in the shortest time. It rapidly and repeatedly inspects actual working software every 2 weeks to 1 month time. The business sets the priority, and the last one is the teams. They are self organized to determine the best way to deliver the highest priority features. So, you will understand all of this when you understand the Scrum events. What are the Scrum events? Number one is the sprint. So there is a term used in Scrum methodology which is called sprint. There is another term used called sprint planning. These are the events. Next is sprint goal, daily Scrum, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. Friends, you can buy my authored books on Amazon. My first book is 8 Steps to Problem Solving, which talks about Six Sigma concepts. And my second book is Continuous Improvement the Lean Way, which talks about the lean concepts. First one is what is a sprint? In Scrum, a sprint is a time boxed period, usually 1 to 4 weeks, during which a Scrum team works to complete a set of tasks and deliver a potentially shippable product increment. Very important point, the product which is shipped to the customer is actually a working product. It provides a structured approach to iterative development, ensuring continuous progress and adaptability. So in sprint, what happens is we take customer feedback as well and we adapt and improve the product which we are creating. Next event is sprint planning and sprint goal. The sprint planning, it is the event that kicks off a sprint. During this meeting, the Scrum team collaborates to define, the first thing is that they define is sprint goal. Why is this sprint valuable? That is the first thing that they do. Second is they define the scope, which means what work can be completed in the sprint. And the third thing is the execution plan. How will the chosen work get done? The product owner presents the highest priority items from the product backlog, and the developers select the tasks that they can realistically complete within the sprint. Actually, they use story points to identify those tasks as well. How many number of story points that they can complete in one sprint, those are the number of tasks that they pick up. The next thing is the Scrum Master facilitates the discussion, ensuring the team stays focused and aligned. Sprint planning, it is a time boxed activity to a maximum of 8 hours for 1 month sprint. And we have to reduce the duration of the sprint planning meeting if the sprint duration is a shorter duration. Like for example, it's a 1 week sprint, or if it is a 2 week sprint, 2 to 4 hours of planning activity is required. The outcome of this meeting is the sprint backlog, which includes the selected task and plan for execution. The next event is daily Scrum. The daily Scrum is a short time-boxed meeting, maximum of 15 minutes. It should be held every day of the sprint. It is important that it should be held every day of the sprint. I have seen in some team meetings or in some Scrum meetings, people run these daily Scrum meetings twice a week, which is not correct. And sometimes they exceed that 15 minutes time frame, which is again not correct. If you have to follow the Scrum, you have to follow daily Scrum. It means it is a daily meeting which should happen, and only a maximum of 15 minutes should be allocated. It is designed for the developers in the Scrum team to inspect the progress towards the sprint goal, adapt their plan, and identify any impediments. So there are three questions that have to be asked in every daily Scrum meeting from each of the developers. The first is, what has been done yesterday? What are you going to do today? And are there any roadblocks? So these are the three questions that have to be asked. And if there are any follow-up questions or any follow-up discussions, that discussion has to be done separately, not in the daily Scrum meeting. And that is how the teams will be able to stick to the 15 minutes time window. The next event is sprint review and sprint retrospective. So in Scrum, both of the sprint review and sprint retrospectives occur at the end of the sprint, but they serve distinct purposes. So we will understand them side by side. Sprint review, the focus is the product. So what was completed during the sprint is the focus. In sprint retrospective, the focus is the process, how the team worked during the sprint. In sprint review, the participants are Scrum team, stakeholders, and customers. And in sprint retrospective, the participants are Scrum team only, developers, Scrum masters, and product owner. The purpose of the sprint review is to inspect the increment, the work completed, gather the feedback from the customer, and adapt the product backlog based on the insights. The purpose of the sprint retrospective is to reflect on what went well, what could be improved, and how to enhance collaboration and efficiency. The output of the sprint review is a refined product backlog and alignment on future priorities. And in the sprint retrospective, the outcome is the actionable improvements for the next sprint. Think of the sprint review as a showcase of the work done, while the sprint retrospective is as a reflection on the team can work better. So friends, this is what I wanted to cover in today's video. I hope you understand what is sprint and what are different sprint events and what is their importance, why should we do them. In my future video, I will talk about other agile methodology concepts and Scrum concepts with you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. I will see you in my next upcoming video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.